to the 33rd episode of the 3 Count Out podcast. We have a lot to talk about this week because we are sitting 0 days away from the start of the college football season. That's right. Today is August 24th. It's the start. We've made it. We're in, I guess now we're in technically week 3 of the preseason, but we're recording in week 2 of the preseason, so we'll be talking about that. And then we go across the pond to AEW All In London, and we have some pick'ems to talk about there. I am super excited for my Nittany Lions to go all the way and then eventually let me down when it matters the most. My name is Era V1.
Hi, I'm Fire Guy Kev. I am, no joke, fighting a nosebleed right now. Hi.
Did you want to wait?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite intro ever.
Okay.
He goes from old man golfing.
I'm like spewing from my nose right now. It's like a steady flow. I don't know what just happened.
Well, while Kev fights his nose's time of the month, I'll introduce myself.
Well, Kev has his medical emergency.
Yeah. If we hear a thud, we know he passes out.
Yeah,
it's from blood loss.
I think he's having a Krampus right now.
Holy shit, it's still going.
Mike, I got another one for you.
Okay. Well, luckily I already have the alcohol ready this time.
What do you say to your friend Alex, who's a Michigan quarterback, when you want to point out something horny?
Oh, God.
What do you say?
Alex! Orgy!
Yep.
That one was rough. I'm not proud of that one. I'm not proud of that one. I've had better.
Are we sure we don't want to try this intro again?
No, because Kevin saying, hi, I'm fighting a nosebleed right now. Hi is probably one of my favorite things to ever happen on this podcast. Man,
like that joke. There will be no funny this episode. It will just be depressing.
I've packed away all my funny in one of these moving boxes that I'm going to have to touch in the next couple of days because, boy, oh boy, my tanks are running dry.
Well, I'm glad your tanks are running dry because that means that you can sit on the couch and watch some football now that it's back. The NFL and college. Baby. You got plenty to pick from.
It's finally over. It's finally over. The longest off season in any other sport. Baseball doesn't have nearly as long as an off season. Basketball doesn't have that long of an off season. Nor does hockey. I don't count anything else. The longest off season is finally coming to an end. And guys, it feels weird because we started this thing at the beginning of the NFL playoffs in January, and we've had all this time to talk about wrestling and everything else up from that point, and now it's finally come around, and it's finally here. Preseason underway. College football. Actually, the Florida State Georgia Tech game will be playing right now as this episode goes live. They are live in Dublin, and hopefully, if things go the way that I plan to, Florida State is absolutely dog-walking the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets right now. However, that's not something that you should be 100% confident in, because in the past, I want to say maybe 2017, someone correct me if I'm wrong, one of the greatest upsets that season was Georgia Tech going into Florida State, ranked Florida State. I believe this was right after famous Jameis just left the program as well. They went into Florida State, blocked their last-minute field goal, and upset the Seminoles at home. And arguably, Florida State hasn't been the same since, so maybe they're going to be out looking for a little bit of revenge this year. I am so excited to have football back, guys. I'm getting a little emotional just thinking about it.
I'm honestly so glad that football back. It's
football back. Football back is back. And I know
We'll be back.
I know you guys aren't as diehard of a college football dork as I am, but
Jesus.
any different thoughts about the game that I didn't already share? Because this one is there's other games week 0, but none that is going to have a feature a ranked team like this one does.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State is always like, there's always a team that it was always like on my radar, but I was never really all too familiar with them. But I mean, I feel like if you're bringing that rank in, right, like that's just the fact that it's ranked versus unranked, that makes me at least put my eyes on it. And I want to see Florida State do well, because I want to see just good football again. I'm sick and tired of just watching fucking highlights and playing college football, trying to get my fill. I need to watch actual professional athletes go out and play football again. And so I'm hoping that no matter what, I'm hoping that it's a close game. But I do also think that Florida State's probably going to come out on top just because they have that rank. Obviously means they were doing something right before. So hopefully they can keep doing it right again.
Yes, they are the 10th ranked team in the nation, one spot behind Michigan, so the number 10th ranked team. Era on board with Florida State.
So how do rankings work? So because Michigan won the big one last year, are they technically ranked 1, or does new season start with new rankings?
They kind of look at the state of the team overall and see how everything is moving forward. Because Michigan finished the season ranked number 1, but they open up the season being ranked number 9, actually.
Whoa.
Simply due to the fact that it's nothing wrong with what they did or anything, but it's just the people who do the rankings see that they lost all of their roster to the NFL. They lost their head coach. They lost the guy who's going to give them all the plays on the sideline. So they take all that into account and then rank them at the beginning of the next season.
It's like a comprehensive view almost of like how they were last season versus what's changed.
But
it is just somebody pulling a number out of their ass.
At this time of year, 100%. For the top, it's a lot easier, but anywhere past probably 10, it's usually a crapshoot. And to confuse you even more, there are technically 3 sets of rankings that you have to look at as well. There are the AP rankings and the coaches poll rankings, as well as the college football playoffs rankings as well.
Not to confuse anybody or anything.
No, God, no. If you were
Just more
confused
numbers.
before, I bet that helped out entirely.
I like numbers behind my sport.
It makes it feel more legitimized, to be honest. And I know AEW tried that for a little bit. Are they still doing it?
They still technically have it.
They still technically have it.
We can get into it when we talk about AEW in a bit.
We'll get
but
there.
I have some strong feelings about their ranking system right now. But we'll get there when we get there.
The lack of.
I have some strong feelings about the NFL right now because, boy, oh boy, as much as I'm excited to see college football back on my screen again, it is very nice seeing the NFL already back on my screen, even if it is just the preseason already. And I'd like to reiterate again, because people tend to forget about it, the preseason doesn't matter.
Correct.
Let me say it one more time, this time in Spanish. The preseason doesn't matter.
I was going to be real impressed if you actually said that in Spanish. It's going to be like, how quickly did you pull up Google Translate? Because
it matters for one thing. It matters, it shows that the Lions, for some reason, I believe, due to blackmail, still believe Nate Sudfeld is a QB2.
Jesus.
And it shows you who should not be playing ever on the field. And those are the 2 things you really learn in preseason. And I mean, that the Bears are going to be have one of the best wide receiving cores, and everybody's going to be glazing Caleb Williams like he's an amazing quarterback when somebody like Nate Sudfeld could probably get 87 touchdowns this season just by throwing the ball down the field.
You scared me, Mike. I'm glad you changed your thought process right at the last second. You were scaring me there for a minute. I was like, ooh, don't even get me started on all of these Twitter people thinking that they're the best GMs in the world all of a sudden because Caleb Williams makes a perfect pass to his wide receiver, even though people on Twitter went and found out that Bryce Young made the exact same throw to a much worse receiver. It's not Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is not the second coming of Christ. Chicago still has Burger King employees as offensive linemen. Caleb Williams is going to be running for his life the entire season. DeAndre Swift is going to last 3 plays the first game of the season and then be out 8 games. Trust us, as Detroit fans and Philly fans, we've both experienced the fucking contract monger known as DeAndre Swift. Oh, pay me millions and millions of dollars, even though I'm going to sit out half the season. I'm calling it now. Chicago finishes 3rd place in the division because the Minnesota Vikings roster is crumbling from the inside. I'm calling it 6-11. Caleb Williams, probably offensive rookie of the year, just because that's the way that the NFL works and that's the way that the media works, and it really is just a popularity contest at the end of the day. I'm so sick of this discourse. I'm so sick of people on Twitter pretending like they know what they're talking about when it is just basic cookie cutter fucking throws that other quarterbacks do, and it doesn't make Caleb Williams special in the slightest.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, are you still bleeding?
It's still flowing. Like, I think I'm dying.
Oh my! Well, you know what? Keep her going. We'll get more views on the podcast.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have
pop up a stream of yourself too.
We're gonna have Kev die on the podcast.
Let's really milk this for all it's worth. Fire guy Kev die IRL.
It's like it's not slowing down.
What'd you do? Rupture a nose artery or some shit?
No, I've been sneezing a lot today, and then I had to blow my nose. I was like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden I look at the tissue, it's like, oh, that's red. Oh shit, my hand's red. And yeah.
Do you want this cut?
I don't care.
He's lying, he's picking his nose.
I just did it. I didn't get in there.
He's just digging. He's digging for gold, and he struck rubies.
Speaking of bloodbath, there is one thing that I'll say. Preseason does not matter. I know that very well. But the fact that our second and third string players beat the Kansas City Chiefs starters does put a smile on my face.
Yeah, you guys can be happy about that. Yeah, I think.
It don't matter. But our third string just beat your Mahomes, Kelsey, and everyone else, and it feels good.
Well, to be fair, they're going to do the exact same thing they did last year, which is limp their way into the playoffs and then rely entirely on their defense to win them a Super Bowl.
I wish I remembered to tell that to the little Kansas City fan that I was arguing with in the TikTok comments. I got into a little bit of a heated debate. Here, let me
I found it. It was hilarious. It was
you're gonna pull up receipts?
We're gonna pull up the receipts real quick because I still have it in tow. From our verifiable sources, Mr. Well, I won't dox the man because that's not the type of person I am, and also it's not like he's going to be listening to this. I doubt he's going to go out of his way to try and find a podcast talking about his TikTok comment.
Although if he is, hi, welcome, subscribe.
Hi, Brian. Mr. Kansas City himself, how are you, bud? Someone put a little TikTok highlight reel of essentially the Lions celebrating the fact that we, now have a kicker with a pulse. Yeah. I'm actually going to name my first child Jake Bates. Love you, bud.
It's a good name.
And Mr. Brian on TikTok goes, Lions fans rather celebrate a preseason win than a Super Bowl win. Wow. So I respond, And mind you, my next comment has more likes than his original comment to begin with. That
Ratioed.
Really, I ratioed the hell out of this prick. He goes, or I go, imagine getting salty over people celebrating a preseason win. Imagine, you're sitting there at your screen, you see someone putting a clip of us celebrating, you get so upset and so aggravated over a game that doesn't count that you have to leave that type of comment. I don't even know why y'all celebrating a preseason win. It doesn't shit. Exact
It doesn't
words.
shit.
It doesn't shit. It
do not shit.
It doesn't shit. And I was going to say, Brian, you're right. It doesn't.
Sometimes it do shit.
It do be shitting though.
Sometimes it do be shitting. Sometimes it do be shitting. No, I mean, like, I think the Lions beating the Chiefs, yeah, it's a preseason game, but again, those are the Chiefs starters. Like, like
I understand.
Like, that like a win, that's a status symbol is what that win is. You know, that's you know, that's the Lions actually playing good football. Like,
there is a stat going around right now, and that is Jared Goff has never lost a football game to Patrick Mahomes.
well, hey,
That is an amazing sentence.
Oh yeah. Because in the greatest Monday Night Football game of all time, when it was Rams versus Chiefs in that like 60-50 game, Jared Goff was on the Rams. Jared Goff gets traded to the Lions have lost to Patrick Mahomes, yes, because of that Stafford like 2021 win where they marched down the field in 2 fucking seconds. That Lions lost. Jared Goff comes over to the Lions, beats Patrick Mahomes. Preseason beats Patrick Mahomes. Maybe we found the Eli Manning to Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady.
In fact, he's so good, he didn't even have to play to beat him.
Have to play a single snap, and he still won.
doesn't matter. You gotta keep the record.
Did Barkley play at all? Our Eagles representative?
Barkley, I don't think has had any play time.
That's fine.
They were going to do starters week 1 and then decided last minute, maybe we shouldn't. So there haven't really been any starters out for the Eagles. However, we did also just edge past our win for week 2 as well. 14-13, we went over against the Patriots. Not really a lot that happened. I mean, Jake Elliott had some really good kicks in there, but that's Jake Elliott, so that's to be expected. There was only like 1 touchdown. It was a lot of field goals. The Patriots had had a couple touchdowns because I think they only had 1 field goal. Overall, it was a really big defensive game. Both defenses looked really good, but considering how I felt about the Eagles defense last year, looking at it again this year, man, they have tightened it up. They got Matt Patricia the fuck out of there. They got who they needed to get in there, and I don't know if we're going to be one of the top defenses in the NFL, but I feel like we're going to be pretty damn hard. And it looks like when you're playing against the Eagles, it looks like you're going to be trying to run through a goddamn brick wall. So I am feeling A-okay. And then, obviously, you know, what I've been loving is the open practices, because that's where you've actually been getting to see Hurts and Barkley. And you can actually, you know, like it feels like every day I'm opening up my phone and it's like, oh, there's fucking, you know, Jalen throwing the wheel spot to Barkley. And it's like, I'm going to see that play 4,000 times during the NFL season, you know? And so let's look at stuff like that. That's where I'm like, okay, yeah, we're good. We're all right. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind, Eagles fan, you guys are Lions fans. Listen, we can't be getting clipped and coming back to this in 15 weeks of us being, yeah, this is great. We're feeling great. And now, you know, we come back to this at the end of the year, and we gotta keep it in check here. We gotta keep it realistic. So I think I'm feeling good, but at the end of the day, I am ready to be let down. I'm going to keep my expectations low the entire season. I'm going to keep them low the entire season. And if we do great, they've exceeded my expectations. I'm going to love it. If we do shit, it's the Eagles, baby. That's what. That's how it works.
That's what it is, man. It happens. It's all good. You're not getting any sound bites out of yourself. Absolutely not. I'm liking the Eagles in the NFC East because the Commanders are going to be the commies for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, they just take up a spot, really.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to anything that those guys have going whatsoever. At least this year. I'm not going to speak on, next year or years to come. But the Giants, as long as Daniel Jones is there, they're not going to be worth a damn.
Yeah, no, the Giants aren't. The Giants could pull away this season, and they could turn into something, but I feel like they just got too much going on that team, and they just need to start over.
They still don't really have like a good defense. I mean, that defense is probably still going to get scored on for like 40 points, and their offense. Yeah, I mean, you could have all the wide receivers in the world, but you have Daniel Jones, who's going to throw it right at a linebacker.
Yeah, no, they just need to start over. They just need to good idea, but like bad execution. Just some people can definitely stay, but like they need to. And that's the team they're just sitting on. They had Barkley. They were just sitting on him. Like why?
They have the pieces. Sorry, I shouldn't say the pieces. They have pieces, but they're all in different spots. Like, they have a good wide receiver. They have a good edge rusher. They have a tight end with a pulse. I think they have a good defensive back. Like, there's these guys who are bright points for the team scattered all over, but it's nothing coherent and nothing that you could build off of. Again, speaking from biased experience here, when the Lions rebuilt, they said, okay, we're going to start with the offensive line and defensive line and work our way out. They got Panay, they got Hutch, they got, Graham Glasgow, they got Kevin Zeitler, they had Taylor Decker, like all of these pieces, and just work your way out. And then everything else just sort of fell into place. With the Giants, it makes no sense. And speaking of things not making sense, Jerry Jones has, well, I'll call them maybe 2.5 megastars on his team, and he is refusing to pay any of them.
Yeah, what was going on there?
And
CeeDee Lamb, Dak, and Micah Parsons all are coming up on contracts right now, and Jerry Jones says, "Nah, I'm good."
I mean,
do you want to renegotiate?
I would. I mean, if I were him, I would see if Dak Prescott can win a fucking playoff game. If he can't, let him go. Let his ass go.
No, 100%, and that is what the internet is thinking as well. Like, Dak is easily the last guy who should get the money out of those three. Micah has proven himself. CD has definitely proven himself. Like, he is the number one wide receiver on that team. But the fact that the fact that you're refusing to pay those two, I understand, Dak, but you got those two on your team as well? Holy shit, Jerry. I think it's time to go, bud. How about them Cowboys? How about them paychecks, friend?
Yeah, I don't understand why he's not paying.
The guy
for the last.
Let's
go. Go ahead.
I heard nosebleed.
Well, actually, update on Fire Nosebleeds. It slowed down. I do feel a little lightheaded. So
yeah, take a seat. Take a load off. Get off your feet.
I was gonna say, who was the guy last year when I think it was us playing the Cowboys, where he's like, "You guys gotta go out there and you gotta do plays and win. This is bullshit." Who was that old dude?
Oh God. It's not Terry Brad. I know my tism hasn't activated yet. I don't remember. It's not Terry Bradshaw because Hold
I
on.
have no idea.
I don't know why, but it was just so satisfying to beat them, especially after that rousing speech he gave.
I mean, I think the Cowboys are just going to continue to do cowboy shit, choking away when it matters the most.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, absolutely. I genuinely, with all the discourse going around this offseason, I don't feel as if the Cowboys are focused at all.
No.
I know that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things because they're all professionals at the end of the day, but it does go a long way to have some sort of team unison, and I don't feel the Cowboys have any of that right now. I do think it's a pretty safe bet that the Eagles win the East. I'm not going to say in commanding fashion or anything. I think like a 12-5, 11-6 kind of comfortably wins the NFC East and gets you guys a home playoff game. Really, your only competition again this year is
if there's a home playoff game, I might be going.
Hey, man, boots on the ground. That's what I love to hear.
Live
and
episode.
Also, in following suit to that, there has not been a repeat winner of the NFC East in, I think, 30 years. Every single year it flip-flops.
Sounds about right.
So with that stat in mind, the Cowboys won the East last year. It's going to be kind of hard to keep that stat true and have the Cowboys win the East back-to-back. So I'm fairly confident. You know what? I'll say it right now. I'll put money on it. I'll put money on the Eagles to win the East this year. I'll print it. I'll book it.
That's a good bet.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be opposed to that, obviously. I say, please.
Looking everywhere else, the NFC North is easily a race between the Lions and the Packers. I'll kind of just blow through this quickly because I know we got a lot to talk about. The North is easily between the Lions and the Packers. It's a bit of a coin toss. It's like a 60-40 split. Lions favored over Packers right now. It's not a cut and dry one way or the other. The South is very interesting to me because it's really was open for anybody to take, and then the Falcons made a lot of good moves recently, like picking up Justin Simmons and Matt Judon from the Patriots, and really they got Matt Judon for a pack of peanuts, which I really wish the Lions would have done. So I think the Falcons have kind of run away with that because the Panthers are going to panther. The Bucks I don't think are going to be as good as they were last year. Let's see. The NFC West is probably the Niners again. Kind of a safe bet there. AFC North, give me the Ravens. Revitalize. If they stay healthy, the Ravens. AFC East, give me the Dolphins. AFC South is going to be the Texans easily. And AFC West is the Chiefs, right? Yeah, the Chiefs. There you go. Boom. Jackal picks all the division winners this year. There you go, everybody.
We'll come back to this and see how right you are, but it sounds good.
Thank you. I know football, and that makes up for my lack of AEW knowledge.
Was that our sly transition out?
Well,
maybe.
I was gonna say, that we're excited that football is coming back. Obviously, the pro wrestling world used to be excited about AEW All In, because AEW All In is very rapidly approaching. At the time that this episode comes out, it is tomorrow. This time last year, AEW had sold probably 70,000, 80,000 tickets for All In, right? Wembley. Big, right? Big. They've only sold 48,000 tickets for All In.
Still good, but huge dip.
Oh, that's a
huge dip.
You lost about half.
And we talked about it in the beginning, and I want to go back to it because I have thoughts about AEW's power rankings or whatever you want to call them. They're fucking that I feel is really, really starting to become a problem for AEW, and I don't think it's as big of a problem as it could have been. It's just AEW is doing AEW shit. They're relying on that to give them the big cards, and they can still sell 48,000 tickets, I think is the current number or whatever. Like, they're still selling a lot of tickets. Don't get me wrong, but like AEW, man, I was talking about it like with Collision, man. They're like in this fucking esports arena. It looks like they're wrestling in a void because they don't even have bleachers up. Like, their numbers are definitely starting to hurt. But we are coming up on AEW All In 2024. We have quite a beefy card to go through if Tony Khan has not already added to it. Currently, we are sitting at 9.
Real quick before we get into that card, more to the Collision thing. So my problem, and I kind of understand why he does it. It's not a good reason. It seems like Tony looks at somebody and goes, man, we need to draw a lot of numbers there. All right, put a belt on, like, for example, putting the belt on Saraya last year for Wembley. Didn't mean a goddamn thing. She lost it, like 2 weeks later? They only put it on her so that, And then on Collision, we start off with, admittedly, a surprisingly good tag team match with the random ass tag team of Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes against the Kingdom, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. And Sammy and Dustin win. And then all of a sudden, right afterwards, All In next year's going to be in Texas. And it's like the Von Erichs are going to be there. Dustin's going to be an ROH tag team champion there. It's like, did you really just use the tag belts to promote a pay-per-view next year and make it already secondary? Like, what the fuck are we doing? It's
AEW doing AEW shit, dude.
Yeah, you're using ROH for nothing already, and then you're like, how can I make it worse? I know.
Let me tell you, my perception of AEW has not. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the product. I still support AEW. I think it's important that AEW exists. Tony Khan has helped out the wrestling industry a million times. If it was not for AEW, I don't think we would be doing this podcast. I don't even think I'd be watching wrestling anymore. But like, it's when I saw AEW live, and I'm in an arena in Allentown, not even the full arena. They've cut it down to like a fourth, like a basketball arena. They cut it down to like a fourth of the size, as small as they can go. And they can't even fill that. There's still half of the arena that's open. And I know it's a joke. I know that's the meme online of, it's the hard cam side. Dog, it was literally the entire half of the arena was empty. And that, like, there's nothing wrong with AEW doing smaller venues. I don't think going down in size to the esports arena was the problem. It's when you have these smaller venues and they're just a warehouse. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like when they did like the Jericho Cruise Dynamite, that was fucking awesome. Like, anytime they can do it in like or like even during, granted, again, but during the pandemic, like, they were at fucking Daly's place and you got like daytime shots, and you could, like, when you have cool venues, it can be small, but when you're in a fucking warehouse in Dallas, Texas, and nobody gives a shit, that's a problem. And then you go out there and you have people like fucking Hologram, who's just AEW's Sin Cara. He doesn't have any fucking character to him at all. His entire character is that he had cool vignettes. Like, He's just undefeated, which, I mean, hey, good for him. He doesn't fuck up as much as Sin Cara. But you got fucking jobbers that are billed from DallasSingles.com. What? AEW's in a weird state. Again, I fully support it. Okay? I love Turbo Floyd. Love Truth Magnum. Fully support it. But, like, what the fuck are we doing here, man?
I never thought it was an issue at first being fully, like, transparent that Tony Khan was in charge of everything. But to me now, it sort of felt like they had... When I say they, I mean Tony Khan, you know, Bucks, Kenny, Cody, Hangman, whatever. It felt like they only had maybe the first 3 years of AEW planned out on paper, like with good storylines, good everything with reason. It was nice, it was solid, it was fleshed out. Everything past that point, they said, we'll figure it out when they get there. And now they're here. And I didn't mind a fan being in charge of a company at first, but now I genuinely think it's starting to become an issue that there's no, like, Tony Khan doesn't have any sort of, like, writing credibility to him. He doesn't know how to develop characters. He doesn't know how to do this. He doesn't know how to do that. And it's just sort of floundering now. And now they have to run Wembley with half the capacity they had last year.
Like, exactly. And that all goes back to, like, the power ranking bullshit. He doesn't know how to write. He doesn't need to know how to write. He just needs to know how to do tournaments. He's a sports guy. He can do that. Like, if he wants to say win-loss matters, that's cool. He can do that. But, like, nobody's watching Dynamite. Nobody's watching Collision. You have 50,000 people showing up for All In. But last year, when you, in my opinion, had better stories going at the time, because you had MJF and Adam Cole, you had Sting on his retirement tour, you had all of these things going at once in AEW, all of these amazing stories. You were able to get 70 or 80,000. Now people still want to watch the matches, and we'll get into those matches because we do have to do those pick'ems, and there are a lot. But you know, it's like only 40 or 50,000 people want to watch the matches. You're losing 30,000 people because you don't have any stories.
So would you say if like your drop off from 80,000 to 40,000 is strictly due to Tony Khan not being a writer, or being? What do you think that 40,000 drop off really is?
They made their own product uninteresting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I mean,
like, how do you have so much wrestlers right now, but like nothing's interesting? And wrestling, if I'm being honest, with WWE, it's at an all-time high. They should be riding high, but they're slowly declining.
Yeah, I mean, the tag team division, the Young Bucks haven't had to defend their own belts in
since they won them,
3
right?
months.
Like,
Yeah, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So that's bad. And then Okada, this will be his first defense, I think, in 2-3 months. And then you get that where like the Bucks are now defending in a triple threat because the two teams that have been chasing have been more interesting than the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks haven't even been on TV. And then they have all these secondary characters that are fucking Looney Tunes instead of like wrestlers. Like I know the guys,
Truth Floyd and Turbo Magnum.
Yeah, they're fucking hilarious. They really are. I like them on TV. But the fact that he's like, all right, let's just keep showing them instead of like wrestlers that know how to wrestle and stuff, and we'll just have a gimmick. And it's like, cool.
Yeah, just send the Iron Savages out there, and they'll talk about how they want like their fucking man meat or whatever, or swole juice or what's their gimmick? Don't they say they're gonna milk something? I don't.
Ew.
Yeah, the Iron Savages are weird, but like those are the characters that you have. It's like great, amazing. What a wonderfully written, wonderfully fleshed out character. Amazing.
The last thing I'll say on the matter, because I know we do have to start talking about the predictions for All In, is it kind of circles back to what we were talking about with Tommy. Like, I feel AEW has been just so focused and so determined on the most athletic moves, the most athletic wrestlers, and just focusing 100% on the moves and moves alone, when there's no moments for anybody to care about. Because again, what people remember at the end of the day is the moment. I couldn't tell you anything that happened last year at All In, but what I do remember is the stupid ass little double kangaroo kick that MJF and Adam Cole were doing. Honestly, though, like, there's that, and that was a part of their character. They had character evolution to get to that point, and that is something that AEW has been lacking severely as of late. I'm getting hooked back in with what they're doing with Hangman and Swerve. I'll be honest there, but outside of that, I got no urge in spending any of my hard-earned money on this pay-per-view. I will happily watch it through Twitter highlights and bootleg TikTok streams.
Four characters that deserve your attention, and I'll name them off real quick.
Okay.
Brian Danielson.
Yes.
Brian Danielson. Okay. Obviously, it's his final run. He's ending this year anyways. He is doing his best work. Pay attention to him. Hangman Page. Evil Hangman who doesn't feel like he's in the wrong. Great character. And the other two, the Acclaimed, doing better voice work. The raps aren't there anymore because they're not ha-ha funny yuck yuck anymore. They're instead, fuck you, we're angry now. And they are doing great. Other than that, couldn't give a fuck about anybody else. MJF is just doing MJF things. Will Ospreay he's great, so is Will Ospreay, but at the same time, you're like, okay, they're just doing what they always do. All right. Okay. I'll watch them when they come on TV, I guess.
Pretty much.
But also at the same time, like, Will Ospreay's going to end up getting injured because Tony Khan goes, I need a guy that is better than everybody else, and I need to put him on TV every single fucking week, no matter what.
Yeah,
it's like, run him into the dirt.
No, man,
he's gonna get ran. He's gonna get ran like a horse, just like fucking Seth Rollins was.
Yeah, well, just like Kenny Omega was.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, not bad names to be up there with, but a bad reason to be up there. But let's get into these pickups because we do have a lot as of right now. Dynamite and Collision have not happened. So if Tony Khan has added any more matches to this insanely packed card, fuck you. I don't care. We're not talking about the pre-show. I am very sorry to Chris Statlander, Stokely Hathaway, Willow Nightingale, and Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii, you actually scare me. So that is a sincere apology. But we're going to get into the first match here on the card. And ironically enough, we talked about AEW having no stories. I think this match has the most amount of story going into it. For the AEW Women's World Championship, we have Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May. This is going to be
I did forget Mariah.
Violent, bloody match.
Yeah, that match is going to be incredible, I think, is the easiest way to describe it. I think those two are going to beat the absolute dog piss out of each other. And that's the one thing AEW's done right since they've been running, is just going, we have women that like to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and they credit where credit's due. They do let women fight in AEW. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
They're not just... some of them are just hot and sexy, but also they can kick your ass.
Mina Shirakawa? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're also hot and sexy, and then they'll break their tibula walking down to the ring.
Yeah. Well,
Time Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Timeless Toni Storm has been a character that I've always liked. I've always liked Toni Storm. I've always liked Timeless Toni Storm too. I think she continuously finds ways to like improve, and like you were always like, okay, the character is peaked or it's a gimmick, it can only go this far, and she keeps finding ways to push it forward. Mariah May has been getting a lot of the spotlight recently. So I really could see Tony Khan booking with his dick, and he's made it known that he likes Mariah May a lot. So it could happen. I think ultimately, if Tony Khan is smart, he'll realize that this is probably one of the best things he has going on in the company right now. And the best thing you can do is to push them apart and just write one of them off for a couple of weeks. Only a couple of weeks, but you push it through. Because remember, AEW does that stupid bullshit where like All In and All Out are like right next to each other. So you got to think in the long term here. And by long term, I mean 2 or 3 weeks. So, you know, I think you can have a bloody match. Somebody gets hurt, whatever. You know, I think Tony Storm retains. I feel like you can keep doing this for a little bit longer.
I don't know. I feel like she's retained for so long. I feel like Mariah's got to take it. Tony's had that belt forever.
For a minute.
Because it's All In, I am going to go. My official pick is her. I think All In is the time. If someone's had it for a while, that's usually when you drop it. Be a good bloody match.
Well, hey, you know, one of the things that we are...
Her?
Not Tony Storm.
Oh, thank you.
You know, one of the things that we are forgetting here is that All In is in London, and it's timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. Mariah May is from London, so it would be a hometown win. Maybe she's not a heel. Maybe she's not the heel.
Which we know Tony Khan likes to jerk off, you know, the fans. So I'm sure a Mariah May win is
you
not.
know what? Yeah, no,
far-fetched.
you're right. I reverse. Yeah, no, I got Mariah May now. Yep.
Tony Storm.
Swayed.
I'll be different. Come on, Tony.
Although I do think they're going to continue this probably for a while.
I would assume so. Yeah.
I won't be surprised with that one, to be honest with you. They has Sasha Banks gotten hurt yet?
No, not yet.
What?
No.
Not yet. It's getting there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll probably happen.
On her is insane. The fact that everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she's back! Oh my god, we don't care about her anymore. No one chants. No one does this. No one does that." Like everybody seems to be over Mrs. CEO, and it was very fast.
Well, that's because they brought her back. They made her annoying like she was when she left.
And then they brought back her breaker.
Well, when she talks on a microphone, I automatically just mute it because her voice is fucking annoying. Oh my god, I'm the CEO and I'm just so darn cool. Everybody loves me. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. Anyways, can we talk about
Exactly.
the next match?
Well, I mean, let's talk about the Mercedes Moné match a little bit, because it's not just Mercedes Moné being annoying on a microphone. It is for the AEW TBS Championship. It is Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
DMD. Yeah. That's the real, you got to say DMD.
I mean, of course. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, I did the fingers. Don't worry. Now, Mercedes Moné is also aligned with Camille, who's, I guess, her enforcer or whatever.
Camille Brickhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, Camille Brickhouse. Built like a brick shit house. But realistically, I think Mercedes Moné is probably going to retain. You have Camille out there. It's, heel bullshit already out there. Why not? Although, if Britt Baker wins, I feel like that's going to be a very lengthy TBS title reign for Britt Baker. Because I feel like if she wins, that is going to be a very, very, very big win for her. I feel like no matter how the match goes, Britt Baker is definitely going to come out of this looking better than Mercedes Moné. Not that Mercedes Moné is bad in the ring. It's just, I don't, she's better than me. She's better than me. But I do think that just through some heel fuckery, Mercedes retains.
Yeah, I think Camille gets involved and does some shady shit to Britt unless somebody comes out to help her, which I don't think she has any friends, quote unquote, at the moment. So I assume Mercedes retains. Yeah. I don't want Mercedes to retain, but
give me Britt Baker, and because Sasha Banks is going to come on down to the ring, tear her ACL going up the steps. Calling it now. Maybe to get Kevin involved with my pick. Maybe Stephanie McMahon comes out, breaks Sasha Banks' kneecaps.
All right, finally, she's got to show up at some point.
This she didn't show up during the last pay-per-view, so why not save it for Wembley?
Oh, don't worry. There's a spot for a McMahon on this card. Don't you worry. We'll get there.
Oh no! No, and in the realistic sense, I was never really that upset when Sasha left WWE in the first place because I've never been a fan.
Nope.
To be honest, I've never understood the hype, and no matter how many of her fangirls on Twitter want to try to convince me otherwise, just sort of been lukewarm on the whole subject to begin with. I like Britt Baker. I like the fact that she's back. Britt Baker's a badass. Can't say the same for Sasha Banks. So, give me the doctor, the dentist, Britt Baker. Is a teeth doctor.
Teefs. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, you mentioned Mercedes Moné or Britt Baker not having a lot of friends. I don't remember which one. But Britt Baker definitely won't have MJF come help because apparently they've been talking shit about their fiance or whatever. But MJF does have a match on here for the AEW American Championship because he's your American champion. That is the international champion that has been renamed to the American champion because he's a true American hero. God bless MJF. You can't see it, but I'm giving a salute. I mean, MJF versus Will Ospreay. Realistically, I feel like Will Ospreay's probably gonna win it back. And it's gonna immediately not become the American Championship again. Like realistically, that's how I see this going. I think that's fine. But just for the sake of keeping the gimmick, I'm gonna stand behind my American champion, and I'm gonna stand behind MJF. He's all 50 states on the flag, and he's all 50 states in my heart. He's your favorite scumbag. He's my favorite scumbag, and he's better than you, and you know it. So he's going to retain.
If him retaining means we keep the belt, hell yeah, I'm in. Let's go MJF.
We keep the belt.
We keep the belt. I don't want the international belt back.
It's like some World Cup shit now. I love it. Realistically, though, I just hope this isn't going to be a case of Tony Khan following in Triple H's footsteps, where just because it's a big event now, that automatically means you have to give your champion, your person that you want to win the moment on the biggest stage possible. And for AEW, 40,000 in Wembley is probably going to be the biggest show that they have all year, to be honest.
Probably for a while, yeah.
But I stuck with him. He's my favorite scumbag. He's your favorite scumbag. He's gonna take it to that arrogant British son of a bitch. He's gonna take him out, and I hope that my scumbag retains that American championship at the end of the day, showing Logan Paul how to be a true United States champion.
I can't wait for this Tiger Driver to look like shit.
Is MJF going to actually pull his off, you think, or do you think?
Yeah, so for Jackal and Kev, some context, because I know you two aren't really too in the know, but just that way, Will Ospreay has a move called the Tiger Driver, right? It's where he drops his opponent on their head. It is actually a dangerous move.
Fuck yeah, it is.
But the story for Will Ospreay has been him like being pushed to the point where he's gonna do it, and he'll bring them down. He has to put his head between their legs and hook the arms and shit, and he'll do that. And commentary will be like, "Oh my god, he's gonna do the Tiger Drive! Oh my god!" And he never does it. The last time he did it was to Bryan Danielson, who then sold having a neck injury again, and actually got stretchered. Bryan Danielson actually had them put a fucking neck brace on him and stretcher him out. The fucking audacity. But it's like, that's the story that they're telling, is that Will Ospreay's like, the next time I do this Tiger Driver, I'm going to kill a man. That is essentially the story.
I see. Okay.
So I feel like obviously that's the finish of the match, is Ospreay hitting the Tiger Driver and then 1, 2, 3. But
if that's
I mean,
the case, MJF better sell it like he is severely injured. Like,
I just can't wait for it to look like
going
shit.
to the hospital. Yeah.
I'd say for him to do something similar to what Roddy did with having the neck brace on 24/7.
That would be great.
I mean, it'll be kind of rinse and repeat a little bit, but it honestly makes the most sense for
he'd do it so better. He'd do it so much better than Roddy, though.
Oh, he honestly would. Okay, and that's also, again, not to bring up everything we just spent so long talking about. That's not a story to me. You know?
No, it's like, really not.
That's like, I understand that works, but I'm gonna do a move, but I can't. But when I do it, you in trouble. That's just.
Also, how does
that's usually how I understand Will Ospreay too?
You in trouble, mate.
You in trouble.
You in trouble, mate. I just want to know, bruv. Like, why does Ospreay only care about it now? He's been doing this his entire career. The Tiger Driver's been in his arsenal. Like, he's used it before. He's like, yeah, fucking drop him on their head. Why not? He did it to Kenny Omega.
Because, I mean, I get why they did that, because this time he actually, quote unquote, hurt Bryan Danielson. So that's why he was like, I hurt one of the best in the world. He's like, I can't use this anymore.
He's still walking around.
Well, exactly.
He's still got a pulse. He's okay.
He's fine. He's still breathing.
He walked it off. He did Bryan Danielson things.
He rubbed some dirt in it.
Plus, I mean, you know, I guess they didn't trust MJF being like, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm going to be the biggest heel piece of shit. And they were like, I don't know if that's going to go over good enough at Wembley. So now we have to say a move's going to kill you. Like, did we? Did we have to do that?
Had to is a strong word that I'm not certain I'd use in this scenario, but for the sake of conversation, sure, Mr. Tony, sure.
Right.
Regardless, yeah, I think I'll stay with Mr. Scumbag and stick with the MJF pick.
Kev?
No.
That's not MJF.
Yeah, I think
MJF.
Right. He's losing.
I want the belt.
Losing focus for all that blood loss.
I have lightheaded as hell.
Well, you're gonna feel even more lightheaded when you watch this match, because this next match, I mentioned it before that there is a spot on this card for McMahon. I believe this match will include Shane McMahon. I have nothing to back that up. I have I have seen that nowhere online. I have no sources. I am making it up, but I believe Shane McMahon will be in this match because Orange Cassidy finds himself in a casino gauntlet match, which AEW, they love gambling. Casino gauntlet match, 21 entrants. 21 entrants. This is for a shot at a future AEW World Championship match. I feel like this is where you bring in Shane O'Mac. I mean, obviously, Orange Cassidy is the only one being billed to go through this card, and he is the fucking workhorse of AEW. I feel like the realistic expectation is that Orange Cassidy wins this. However, just for the sake of the meme, I'm saying Shane McMahon is my pick, baby. Future AEW World Champion. To win it.
That's a ballsy take, Cotton. I hope you're right.
Inject some life back
Shane
into
O'Mac,
that, baby.
It's gonna be Okada dollars and Shane dollars raining from the rafters.
Now, Is there anybody else that's been announced for this? I know I'm just dying to hear everybody. Nope, nothing. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. That is a match.
Yep, that's why I'm saying Shane O'Mac.
Whoo! Out of all the matches I've ever heard, that is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Isn't it your favoriteest? I mean, those gauntlet matches, there's always, a wacky fucking spot somewhere. But, wolf. Is it going to be good?
I mean,
We'll see. Hopefully.
I mean, you have a lot of AEW talent not on this show. You have some amazing AEW talent, like you're now, I think, 1 year past or close to a year of your first inaugural Texas Chainsaw Deathmatch champion or whatever, when they did that crossover for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and they made Jeff Jarrett a champion and they gave him a belt and then he never defended it. So, I mean, he's not doing anything. You got basically your entire men's division just kind of sitting, waiting for stuff. So you got plenty to do. You got like all a Ring of Honor. Like, Claudio's not even on this fucking card, and Claudio should be on every fucking card that AEW ever has. Like, you have a lot of people that are gonna. I feel like this match, I mean, we're shitting on it now, but I feel like realistically, it's going to be pretty fucking packed. And I'm pretty sure with the Casino Gauntlet matches, it's not one at a time. So I'm pretty sure there can be multiple entrants in the ring at once. I think.
That sounds right. I think my whole thing is that I'd feel so much more excited for this if I knew who the entrants
if there were names on
a little
it,
bit more. If there were a little bit more names, it's such a big question mark at the moment. It's hard for me to get excited over the unknown, and with AEW, the unknown has been a little bit hard to get invested with, to be honest.
yeah, there's a lot of unknown with AEW. Yeah,
I think.
Maybe also a Ricochet debut. He could,
yeah.
He hasn't popped up yet. People thought maybe he was going to be hologram or whatever, but he's not.
It'll be his Irish brother, Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea. No, he actually owns the Ricochet name. Apparently, I didn't know that.
God,
really?
Jesus.
Yes,
because he was king. He was King Ricochet on the Indies.
Yeah, so he would just be King Ricochet when he goes to AEW. But I mean, they'd still call him Ricochet.
That's a good shout. I like that better than over the people with thinking Ricochet never got fired from WWE. He's still going to show up. Mm-hmm. It's all just a work. They're working you. It's a work. No, he's gone. It's okay. It's okay to admit it.
They killed him off.
They killed him so Braun Breaker could lose to Sami Zayn in one haluva kick. Yep.
It's not perfect, but
I'll say that. Give me Ricochet in this match. Rick O'Shea.
I thought you were going to say give me Sami Zayn.
Give me Sammy Hogan.
Give me Braun Breaker.
give me El Generico.
Hey, he would go hard in AEW.
Fuck yeah, he would. They'd bill him like hologram.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
I hope for Ricochet, but as of now, Orange Cassidy.
It's fair. He's the only name you can. He's the only person you know for sure.
John Moxley comes out, hits 18 Death Riders, and he gets it.
Hey, Mox hasn't been out in a while. You may be on this up. Mox is due for a comeback.
I think the last time he showed up was the Naito match. Right?
Yeah.
At Forbidden Door?
Yeah, when he lost the IWGP.
He finally went on vacation.
Yeah, who's I'll take another pick 'em. Who's gonna sock Jack Perry in the fucking mouth backstage this year.
Oh, he's gonna get socked
every year.
He's gonna get socked in the ring. We can talk about that match.
Got it. Okay.
The Jack Perry match. It is a. Here we'll. All right, here we go. I just have to find it because he's in a pretty violent one, going up against Darby Allin in a coffin match for the AEW TNT Championship. So
I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, Jack Perry, the scapegoat. He showed a new title design last week, or this week, or whenever the fuck, on the last Collision. So do with that what you will. But he like beat up a jobber. That was the dude that was from DallasSingles.com. He beat him up, spray painted his face to look like Darby, put him in a body bag that said Darby.
Seconds.
Yeah, it was
like
a quick match. Yeah.
Website.
DallasSingles.com. It is. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was the joke.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing like Tony Schiavone when the ring announcer goes, "And from DallasSingles.com," and Tony just goes, "What?" he was like, "What the fuck did she just say?"
What'd you call me?
It made me stop playing games and pay attention because I was like,
Hey man, maybe that was the idea. We're talking about it, right? We're talking about it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this is gonna be this. I was saying that Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May is gonna be bloody. This is going to be a fucking assault. This is going to be. I mean, these are two men that have, remember Darby lit Jack Perry on fire. Now they're gonna put him in a coffin. I am assuming to keep up with Jack Perry's gimmick, he's going to lose.
Is the coffin made out of real glass?
We don't know, but that would be very funny. That would be fucking hilarious because Darby's done glass before. He doesn't give a fuck.
Damn it.
He's been hit by a bus like, 4 times now? He's fine.
Cry me a river.
But no, I mean, this is... And I mean, hey, it's All In, which is an important day in Jack Perry's career. So this is going to be an interesting one because I feel like this match is going to be like, again, typical Darby Allin of just like it's going to be a stunt show. I don't know how many. I don't think there's going to be one wrestling hold in this match. I don't think there's going to be one fucking headlock. I think it's going to be two dudes out there beating the shit out of each other, literally trying to kill each other. And eventually one of them is going to go in this coffin. But I feel like Jack Perry's gimmick is to just lose, but then still be given every opportunity just because he's friends with the Young Bucks. So I feel like Darby's going to win. Plus, it's a coffin match. You kind of have to have Darby win a coffin match. It's kind of his thing.
I said a contract somewhere.
Wait, can we take a poll? Can we do? This is a prediction. How many failed coffin drops, onto the lid of the coffin?
Oh, 3.
I was gonna say 2. I feel like 3's where he hits it, so I'll say 2.
Onto the lid, though. Onto the lid, I'm going to say 1. If it just failed in general, probably 2. But onto the lid, definitely just a 1 and done. At least that'd be for me. I wouldn't want to do that shit twice.
Well, it is Darby Allin.
You're also not Darby Allin, so.
Oh.
How many times have you been hit by a bus?
I forgot. I thought you meant you wanted me to jump. Oh no, my concussions are starting to add up.
I think it's 1 on, and then he goes for another one. Jack jumps off, opens the lid. He coffin drops into the coffin, and he closes the lid on him.
I think that'd be fucking hilarious. If he just, dunks him in.
Like, he jumps off the top. Jack Perry opens it, rolls out of the way. He just slams right in, and he closes the lid on him. And that's how the match ends.
Do you think when Darby Allin got hit by that bus, he called Tony Khan and said, "Tony, I got a great idea for the next match.
Run me over."
That's what he was probably, He's probably like, "So is that a yes or no on Wednesday?"
You show up.
And then he did.
I think with everything that you just said, Mike, you've put about double the effort into this match than Tony Khan has, actually. So good job. I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah. I think that finish would be great.
I think Jack Perry retains with some tricky dicky shenanigans from his friends. Easy. There you go. And Darby Allin, oh no, he doesn't have the old man Sting anymore. Oh, whatever will he do? Oh no, he's got to find other new old people to be friends with.
Oh no, what if that's what happens?
Oh, and then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre champion comes out of nowhere.
Jeff Jarrett comes to the rescue.
Because
he's pairing Darby with men in his 60s.
I'm friends with Darby Allin, and I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. How you doing,
was that
young
Jeff
bucks?
Jarrett in our podcast right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jeff!
Fuck you, slap nuts. Slap nuts, you suck.
Does that mean we can make this video? Jeff Jarrett joins us on the 3 Count Out podcast.
Jeff Jarrett joins us.
Jeff Jarrett joins.
I'm still not convinced he hasn't.
Well, may never know.
I'm like lightheaded. My nose is like all filled. I'm like dying.
Yeah. Can you? Do you want to like take a breather, take a lap or something there, friendo?
Well, I mean, maybe don't walk around.
Actually, yeah, probably definitely stay sitting. I told you to take a breather, but we all know you got to breathe through your mouth right now.
I do.
Well, if you're looking for a breather, we've reached the breather match in the card because this is going to be bad. This one is the last chance match for the FTW Championship. That's right, for the World Championship. If Hook loses, he will never challenge again for his gimmick title. It is Chris Jericho with Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Hook.
It's not his gimmick title. It's his dad's gimmick title.
It's his gimmick title.
Okay. I remember now. The wave of PTSD is flowing back into my brain while we speak. I remember my one specific request after Forbidden Door was that no matter what happens between Jericho and Hook, once that match is done, you put Jericho on the opposite side of the world and you take Hook and you take him as far away as humanly fucking possible. I am so done seeing this damn match happen. I don't care anymore.
Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Hi.
Hi. Hello. Learning Tree back on our screens again. Oh, fucking again. Whoever wins, the audience loses.
Yeah.
I pick Shane McMahon to run down and win the FTW title.
Hey, maybe.
That already sounds 10 times better.
I can't even fake pretend be excited about this match. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, Chris Jericho. Listen, I like Chris Jericho. I hate the Learning Tree. Like not even a fun hate. Like I just legitimately hate it. I know that the whole point is that it's supposed to be bad, but when your gimmick is that you're bad, I don't want to watch you. That's like that. Jericho can be good. We've seen him do amazing things, but that was, 15, 20 years ago. Like,
yeah.
Again, we need to take these old people and get them out of active. They can still be on TV. They can be commentators. Jericho was a commentator for a while, and I enjoyed that. He gave a great, one of the best commentary teams was Rampage for a long time because Jericho was on it. But, like, it's just not, this ain't working. And the for the world champ, no, fuck off, dude. Like, no, this isn't working. It's shit. I feel like Taz is legitimately pissed off by it, which pisses me off even more. Like, it's just, if you want to have Hook without the belt, that's fine. Just take the belt away. Don't give it to somebody else. Just take it away. It doesn't need to be there.
Yeah,
it's an entrance gimmick.
Do we really need a fake belt?
Yeah, give him a real belt.
That's a whole nother can of worms with me. I think AEW and WWE is starting to get close to this territory. I think AEW has way too many belts on television right now. Like, way too many to count, where an average viewer watching the damn program is like, oh, okay. Half their roster has a title around their waist. Oh boy, it's hard to get invested into your champions when half your fucking competition is a champion to begin with. And now that you guys are saying this is a fucking fake goddamn pretend belt, what? That gives me even less reason to care about this match I already cared 0% about.
Yeah, it doesn't help anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Twitchers are coming. Oh no.
And then, you talk about there being a lot of belts. Well, this doesn't help either, because for the AEW and Ring of Honor Trios Championships, for the AEW Unified Trios Championships, so that are 3 sets of belts that are the Trios Champions. So you have the Ring of Honor Champion, and you have the Ring of Honor Trios Champion, and you have the AEW Trios Champion, and then those two merge together to make the AEW Unified Championships. But they're still carrying around the Ring of Honor and the AEW Trios Championships and the brand new AEW Unified Trios Championships, which means that they have 3 belts, 3 sets each. That's 9 belts for your Trios Champions.
Check, please.
All being held. That is like belt collector levels of fucked up. It makes no sense. I really hope that they just go to the Unified Trios Champions if that's what they want to do. Just make it 1 set of Trios belts, please. But for these Trios Champions, we have a 4-way London ladders match. So just a ladders match in London. But that is the Patriarchy, which is Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne versus the Bang Bang Gang, which is Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn.
Before you go, just so you guys know, for the Patriarchy, Christian Cage doesn't let Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus hold the belts. He holds them all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, of course, he's his dad.
No, Christian Cage is holding all 9 belts right now. That is correct, yeah.
As a father should. He's a good dad. I don't know how that's funny. He's just being a good dad, Mike.
But we only got through 2 teams, because there's a 3rd team, the House of Black, my personal pick, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, and a 4th team that hasn't even been announced.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's a 4-way London ladders match for the trios, so there has to be a 4th team in there. I would venture, if you had asked me last week, I would have said the Acclaimed, but the Acclaimed are going to be involved in a tag team match that we can talk about next. So I don't know who goes in this. I don't know who's in this 4th spot, but I'm just going to say House of Black, because I want them to win.
I hope they win.
Speaking of winning, Oregon is leading 33-29 with 7 minutes left in the 4th.
With what?
What?
Oregon 33, Washington 29, 7 minutes, 4th quarter.
What is happening?
The fucking college game.
Oh.
Are you the coach of one of them?
Isn't it live?
Oh no! I think the blood loss is.
I think the blood loss is catching up to Kev.
I think the blood loss is getting to him.
It says it's live. Is this not live?
Pick'ems, Kev. Pick'ems.
We literally just talked about the first college game happening on Saturday.
What the fuck am I watching then?
I don't know, Kevin.
Oh, God. I
thought you were reporting your
it's the blood loss
25 score. Yeah, it's definitely
the blood loss. Let's get through these pick'ems so Kev can get to a doctor.
Let's go. Guys, Michigan just won the college football playoffs. Whoa!
So anyway, the Trios Championships in a 4-way match. We know 3 of the teams. I don't fucking know. Tony Khan doesn't announce shit, and it pisses me off. Makes this podcast hard. Give me House of Black.
Fucking give me House of Black.
agree.
I don't know anymore. What is life?
There you go.
What's real?
Christian is going to be the best dad he can be, and make sure he wins this match for his sons. He cares so much about. Love you, Christian. Keep up the good work, man. He's such a good dad. God, I can only strive to be half the dad he is.
Who was the second team you said?
Bang Bang Gang.
Oh. The only way they win is if Jay White comes back and helps. I don't see that happening. Although, how is he injured? All of a sudden, he was just gone.
I think he might have just like low key taken vacation. I don't know if he's like. I think they just said he was hurt. I have no idea.
And then really, he was just like, you know what? I don't want to be on AEW TV anymore. It makes me sad. I gotta say, House of Black. I mean, they're really like they've been together a while. They need belts to hold on to for a bit. We need them back on TV. Give me House of Black.
Jay White had a undisclosed foot injury. Sure, but apparently he's expected to be back any time now, according to Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful Select.
So he's going to help them win. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I did not think about the Switchblade coming back, but that could sway it.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. As long as it's a good match, I'm still going to say House of Black for now. And then pretend like I'm surprised when Jay White comes back and helps the Bang Bang Gang win.
And then we have for the dead as fuck AEW World Tag Team Championships. And I fully believe that AEW has recognized that their tag team division, like at least championship wise, that they are just dead in the water. And I believe this match is 100% the reset. It is a three-way. I do not believe the Young Bucks are going to retain. But it's the Young Bucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed. That's Max Caster and Anthony Bowen's daddy ass sitting his ass in the back. So realistically, I feel like since it's a three-way, the Young Bucks don't retain. FTR could pull through. Obviously, they've won. Well, both teams have won before, so either one could get it, no questions asked, right? And they went to a time limit draw on Collision. I think it was like a 40-minute time limit or 30-minute time limit or something like that. So like obviously
20.
They're gonna go. Oh, it was 20. All right. Well, still they're gonna go. Yeah, like that's
because why would we give them a full match to actually cook, right?
Right. No. Why? Well, I mean, you got to save for the pay-per-view. But obviously they're gonna go. They're gonna cook. It's gonna be a good match. It really could go either way. I feel like FTR just hasn't been around for a while though. And they're like a AEW staple team. I mean, so is the Acclaimed, but I always think of Acclaimed more as like a trio. So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm hoping the Acclaimed win. They're homegrown. They're good. They're great on the microphone. I'm hoping they pull that one out. They deserve it.
What do you think Max Caster's going to say to those Brits?
Oh, nothing good. Probably something that'll end up getting censored.
Yeah. You think he'll fuck it up?
I hope so. I think that would be the nice little entertaining bit to get the British people booing him even more, laughing at him or something, and then they'll say, at least our schools aren't shitting galleries or something along the lines. I don't know. Loose translation. I think with how little the Young Bucks have defended these titles, definitely is going to unfortunately play some part with all of this, because I feel like they're going to have some tricky dicky heel shenanigans still shoved up their ass somewhere. Like, one of them's going to pull out a Jordan filled with the thumbtacks, or maybe another flaming super kick, or whatever the fuck they're doing nowadays. I don't know. I haven't paid attention since they stopped putting effort into their fucking YouTube channel. So, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go with the Young Bucks. I know. I'm not proud of it. I feel dirty saying that, Mike. And I have such copious amounts of
ass kisser.
No, what are you talking about? They're just that good.
Young Bucks,
hire me.
Young Bucks and Jackal Joker crossover when?
I'll make content for being the elite. I'll do better than anything that the Dark Order did. There, I said it.
Damn. Oh, that's who's going to be the fourth team. The Dark Order. They're not doing anything.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah, and the trios? Maybe. Hey, Dark Order getting a trios run. That'd be fucking weird.
Right. They haven't done anything in the last 2 years.
Yeah, they haven't done anything since Hangman left their ass.
Yep.
And that brings us to the...
I'm not going to lie. I don't know what this match is because I'm a little out of it right now. So I'm going to go Young Bucks just for shit's sakes.
There you go. Well, don't worry, Kev. You can get to a doctor soon because this is bringing us to the last match on the card as of right now. Again, if Tony Khan has added anything else on Dynamite or Collision or Rampage, he can suck my fucking cock. But for the AEW World Championship, it is time for title versus career. And that is the title of Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion, versus the career of Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson has said that if he loses, he will retire. Bryan Danielson has also been on a fucking farewell tour. So
honestly, I would love to see Bryan Danielson hold the title. Do you think this would be? I guess it all depends on if you think he's actually done. If you think that's going to be his last match, then that seems like a pretty easy guess. But if you think he's still got like a few more months, then maybe he'll win.
I for a while thought that up until his career was put on the line, I thought he was going to win. Bryan Danielson, I thought he was going to win. Once the career stipulation was put on, knowing that Bryan Danielson for the past year and a half, 2 years has been saying, I'm on my way out, goodbye, this might be the last time you ever see me. And he's been very transparent that when he retires, it's not a full retirement. He's going to come back for big things. He's going to come back like once a year, if that, So like
he just turns into Roman Reigns,
I guess, but like not. He wouldn't be active. Basically, like he would still be around if they needed him, but he wouldn't be active. And if he was active, he said he would be like more active behind the scenes. So I guess more as like a producer
like
that
Undertaker.
can. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put
Undertaker
it.
at the end of his career, where there's a huge event, and you're like, "Fuck, what can we put here?" Oh, an Undertaker match would be super goddamn special. It'll be more like that, not like he's gonna have a storyline doing this, he's gonna have a storyline doing that.
Yeah, and again, it's just because of how transparent they've been that Bryan Danielson is coming up on the end of his career. That's been his story, is that he told his daughter that he was going to stop when she was 7, and like now she's like 8 or 9, and he's like, I told her I was going to stop. So I feel like probably the plan was to have him win and take that title and run with it. I feel like now his plan is Swerve Strickland is going to kick him in the head, and it's going to be a very, very hard win for Swerve Strickland. I think this match is at least going to go the hour. if not longer. This is going to be, if you're going to watch one match, this would be the one to watch. But I feel like this is going to be Swerve Strickland ending the career of Bryan Danielson. And that is a very, very big accomplishment for Swerve.
I was actually the exact opposite of you until I heard his career was online, because he did an interview. Brian did, or Danielson did, where he said, he was like, they would have to force me to have a belt. He's like, I don't want a belt. It's not why I'm here. I'm here to fight my dream matches. He's like, that's why I came here. He's like, I can fight whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't want a belt. I don't want to be the face of the company. I want to be on the card fighting somebody that is on my list. He's like, the only way I would carry a belt is if they actively force me to carry it. So I was like, okay, he's not winning. It's going to be a great match, but he's not going to win. And then I saw career on the line. And I was like, fuck, are they doing the dumb thing where all of a sudden now he has to win? Which I hope not. I hope this is kind of like the big send off, but I don't know.
This is actually a pretty good one. This could honestly go either way. I like this.
Yeah, no, it really, if Swerve Strickland is the dude to end Bryan Danielson's career, what a hell of a pick. Like, it could go either way.
What I genuinely see happening to make it so that, boy oh boy, teacher's going to see my work of mentioning the subject multiple times throughout the course of my paper, tying back into the Tony Khan doesn't know how to write for shit. I see that this is easily going to be match of the night, 100,000,000%.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see anything else being better than this. I see something along the lines of Swerve Strickland winning and then coming out immediately on the following Dynamite or a couple Dynamites afterwards and saying something like, I didn't beat you the way that I wanted to, like, since I beat you, I say that you're no longer retired, or something like that. They basically just pull a, haha, just kidding, you know.
That'd be some shitty writing.
It sounds like some AEW shit, right?
Yeah, but Bryan Danielson also writes his own creative.
Who has final say?
I don't know. Well, I don't know, but
exactly. Listen. I want to be proven wrong. I'm not betting my house off of this. It's just, I don't see Danielson winning, going off of everything that Mike just said with a title, but I also don't think that this is the last match. I'm not saying, he's going to win, he's going to lose and come back and wrestle for 3 more years afterwards. I at least see through the end of the year to at least December. So I feel like my official pick'em is going to be Swerve wins, and there's going to be some weird, dumbass writing shit that somehow brings Danielson back into the fold and lets him be an active competitor for at least a little while longer.
So your official pick is which
Swerve.
one?
Swerve.
Okay. All right.
The one dumbass thing I didn't even think about.
Uh-oh.
Because why would they waste it on such a good match? Who's the one guy Swerve has been feuding with the whole time?
Hangman.
Shane McMahon.
Who would love to see Swerve lose the belt?
Hangman.
So he doesn't want the belt, but he makes. Oh, that's good though. That's the writing. Well, that's not. That's AEW writing.
I loved you catching yourself in the middle of that sentence.
That's good. Well, it's not. It's not for AEW.
On the other hand, not really.
I could actually see them doing that. Be like, he didn't win that. He won the title, but he won it because Hangman, screwed them both over. Really, that'd be pretty good. I wouldn't mind that outcome.
You have tickled my pickle with that one, Mike. That one's kind of spicy. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that. Oh, I like that a lot.
I mean, Hangman's been very adamant about his root and toot and hate for Swerve. So,
Yeah.
Sad millennial cowboy no longer. He is angry millennial cowboy.
I fucking
he has the mustache to prove it.
I fucking love what Hangman's been doing right now too. Of like he's technically a heel, but he's done nothing wrong in his eyes, so he still walks out of the good guy tunnel. That shit's fucking hilarious.
I will say that little bit with him and Jeff Jarrett, it was so simple. That's what pisses me off about AEW. They do so many things wrong, and then they'll do something so fucking right. Like Jeff Jarrett trying to introduce Hangman, looks to the heel tunnel, and Hangman comes out of the other one and surprises him. Oh, so good.
It's the little things in life.
That does bring us to the end of, well, I guess not a little thing, because that card was fucking massive. I feel like we're going to be watching this well into the wee hours of the morning. Well, I guess not into the morning, because it's going to start at noon. So I think this is probably going to go 5 or 6 hours. So probably until like probably 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
Thank God it's
It'll
not
be a
starting.
I'd honestly say 6.
It's Tony Khan, so there's always a chance that another 6 matches are going to get added before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and then at the end of all of this, there'll be like a 4-hour press conference where he's just coming down as cocaine high, answering questions from Twitter.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll deal with that when we get there, because I'm going to be honest, this has been a beefy one, and I feel like Kevin needs to get to a doctor. So we should
a long podcast as I'm like loss of blood and everything.
Well, hey, it's an AEW podcast, so it's fitting that you're bleeding through it. But if you've enjoyed anything from us, you can let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed our interview with Tommy Vendetta, hope you did. Let us know if there's anybody else that you'd like us to interview. Anybody in particular, leave it in the comments. Do keep it realistic. I don't know if we can get some NFL people, but hey, I don't know if you have any indie wrestlers or whatever. But let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you want to see. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, make sure you follow us and give us a 5-star rating. It doesn't have to be 5, but I think we're a 5-star podcast. If you've enjoyed me, you can find me at twitch.tv/EraV1 or at YouTube at EraV1 Music.
If you like me, just find me here. This is a great place to listen to me because I'm here every week. If you don't, that's okay. I'm hiding under a blanket to record to cut out the echo. So you won't see me.
It sounded great.
The dedication.
Thank you.
You can find me at the local hospital getting a blood transfusion after this. I am Fire Guy Kev, and I'm taking a nap after this.
Mm-hmm. No, you're John Moxley now. How much you're bleeding?
Yeah, how much you're bleeding? Yeah.
And if you didn't enjoy anything I said, don't worry. I'm currently trying to run around in Fortnite right now, unlocking Lady Black Panther as we speak. But if you did enjoy what I said, you can find me at youtube.com/JackalJoker or twitch.tv/JackalJoker.
You should have said, if you don't like what I had to say, you're probably that guy from TikTok.
Oh, yeah, it's Brian. That dickhead. He's like, I'm not salty. I'm just really upset the fact that you guys are celebrating a preseason win. Brother, I know you're angry because you're leaving angry comments under a TikTok. That's how I know you're salty.
Does that?
Like it's fucking preseason. It's preseason. 2, it's TikTok. Why are you getting in beef on TikTok of all places?
I just prefer to settle my disputes face to face.
Kind of like what we're doing right now. I bet you back up a little bit. Your breath kind of smells, huh?
If you would back the fuck up, I just brushed my teeth.
I'm just gonna lay down. I'm just gonna lay down right here. And
yeah.
Listen.
Oh, just lay down. Oh.
Jackal, not your chance. Not your chance. You've been taking these L's a lot.
Motherfucker. You
you
son
take
of
that
a
easy
bitch.
pin, you son of a bitch.
Kick me in the dick.
Laying down for you.
Get out there, you're coming out. Hey, I got that Macho Man elbow drop. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Pocket while he's out. Go.
1,
Got it.
2,
Hey,
3.
got it.
That's it. Ring the bell. That's it. Send Kev to the hospital.
Why
He needs a blood
he
transfusion.
was already laying down.
Yeah, you really didn't have to do that, man. He didn't.
I remember that. I remember that. You remember when you kicked me in the dick? I remember that. Jackal would remember that, you son of a bitch. You know what? Let me get up there. Let me do it again. I'm going back up. Climbing up there. I'm going up again. Hop.
No, please.
Yeah.
I got a little blood in your shirt there. Sorry.
Oh, it's coming out your mouth now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold
To
on.
the doctor.